the VIS standings and I guess the aspirations of making it to the major. Now, what has changed narrative-wise is that coming into the tournament, everyone was saying this iteration of Astralis, it doesn't work. Right? KDM playing for his life. Maybe they're going to ring up Hooksy and make a change. Who knows? I think what's changed now is that, now we have hope. Now we can believe that maybe it will work. I haven't seen enough of Astralis. I haven't seen them consistently play at a high level enough to say that this is going to work or they're going to come back to the high level. But right now, I'm at least with a feeling that it could work and it can change. And to me, that's good.
Well, we'll come back to the desk to break the game down. But for now, James Banks is with Elige.
Thank you, Richard. It's a tough loss and a tough moment for FaZe for sure. And Elige, you guys had one hell of a fight on your hands. If we just start on Mirage and how crazy that went, the energy needed, and then going through onto the next couple of maps, I just wanted you to talk me through where you guys felt it started to go wrong. Because obviously, when we saw FaZe do that classic FaZe moment where you can come back into overtime, the first one for you to go through, we thought, okay, this is yours in the bag. And I'm assuming you thought the same as well.
Yeah, I mean, we played
It's so cool.
Really close rounds. Could have ended earlier, but ended up going a really long distance. And I think on Inferno, we just couldn't really get like a lot of, I don't know, key frags, I guess. And we also lost like the second round on T side, which made it really hard to come back. And I felt like we were just kind of on the back foot from then on.
Then going into Ancient, right? Obviously, you fight back really well on the first half, but it's your CT side again, similar to what we saw yesterday, which kind of been the pain point for you guys. What is it that you guys are struggling with there? What's missing?
I mean, it was kind of unfortunate on the first round. We played for mid, and they ended up going towards A, and we didn't have like a lot of nades to help like with the retake, so that made it kind of difficult. And we're also not winning a lot of pistol rounds, so we're kind of like playing the game on super hard mode. And when we're not converting second rounds on like the CT sides, it's making the game a lot harder for us, and we're having to do really big comebacks instead of making it comfortable.
Yeah, that can be really tough to go through. Let's talk about maybe some more positive on
I
this.
am
though.
wearing my
You make it
contacts,
to
as you
Arena
can
with
see,
the
so if I
first
put on my
round,
shades that have my
how has it
prescription,
been
I
for
don't
you
see
guys?
shit.
Still
That's why I
growing, or
refunded the
just how would you
points.
sum up the event?
I mean, we started pretty strong at the event, 3-0, pretty good. The first quarter was good, and then like, I don't know, I just felt we had like a lot of tension like in the semifinals and afterwards. I think it was just like really hard for us, and we never really like played our game. So it was just really, I don't know, it was just really difficult, and we just kind of have to talk about it.
Talk about it, grow and learn as it continues to go through. We got a lot of more events coming through the season. Lastly, anything you want to say to all the fans out there? There's always a lot of FaZe fans supporting.
Yeah, I'd like to say thank you to all the fans in the arena. You guys have been awesome. You guys are going to have a sick final later. Make sure you keep up the same energy, and it's going to be sick. Thank you so much.
Hell yeah. Thank you very much to everyone in the arena. It's been great energy so far. Grand finals coming up soon, but Richard, we're going back to you.
Yeah, thanks a lot, James, and great to see Elige. Not too.
Potato, you will never see me without glasses or contacts. Contacts, like never.
Again. You know what I mean? He has been a great servant to the game.
If I'm not wearing glasses, I have to wear contacts.
Had to move away from NA currently with all the problems that region's had at finding 5 really world-class players.
You want to take a look through my glasses, bro?
I know it's going to take time, but you hope they're going to be all right. They'll be there or thereabouts.
Immediately pragmatic is how I would describe that reflection, that interview right there. Looking back and just saying immediately, not really about emotions or anything like that. It's just, hey, we lost some pistol rounds. Hey, we didn't have nades for some protocols. We weren't able to get map control in these certain ways. It's actually what I want to hear from someone like Elige. He's not worried too much about just the communication or anything like that. He's just saying, well, we just need to play better, and these are the ways we're going to play better. That's why he's a great second voice for this team, and I expect FaZe are going to be able to build off of this. The moments that FaZe had in this tournament when they're really clicking show you that they can play world-class Counter-Strike, but unfortunately in this map of Ancient, I'm going to say they played a little bit beneath themselves.
Yeah, I echo that sentiment from Elise as well. I wouldn't worry too much if I'm FaZe Clan. Of course, I think everyone would have hoped for a stronger start with Elise on the lineup, but then again, I think their overall goal and their, I guess, target right now would be the major, in Austin, and there's still a couple of months for them to get into the groove, get into the feeling, and if anything, a game like this is going to give them a lot of learnings, a lot of experience, and help to integrate Elise further into the lineup. So while I do agree, probably a game they should have won, probably a game that they will feel disappointed that they didn't win. Overall, though, I'm not worried on behalf of FaZe for the future. I still think it's a team that is slowly but surely trending upwards.
Yeah, and look, I think they ran into an Astralis that were very extra determined today. I mean, they certainly had a lot more to gain from a win here. They really dug deep. Cadian was on point in the interview. You have a, 50-round game, beyond that. And yeah, maybe your energy's all gone, you have the adrenaline dump, and you just lose the next game badly and you flame out. They didn't do that. They dug deep, and ultimately FaZe ran into that brick wall where FaZe are still making those adjustments. The one thing I would say moving forward before we talk about our MVP, I just hope FaZe are going to work on their map pool. I'm not convinced this is the final, kind of iteration of what FaZe is going to bring forward. Train is there. It's there for the taking. A masterful IGL like Karrigan.
That's okay.
If we were mistaken, but Device battled through to have a great performance on the last map after being underwhelming, and obviously here he is with his MVP performance. Roll back the years, we weren't sure how he was going to do. He just got off to a heater, just multi-kills right out the gate and set the tone for his team.
I mean, Cadian said himself that Device had to throw up at some point. I mean, so for him to play it through, to gain the adoration of the fans with this kind of bounce back performance from an illness, as stated by Cadian, that the way that he was able to play for the first 5-6 rounds or so, I think he had 1 death and maybe 10 kills at one point. Like that was masterful stuff. And so on top of that, he was doing it with the rifle. He was doing it with the pistol. Like he was showing the whole game in terms of how Device can just elevate you in any given moment.
But that's what gives me a bit of hope for this Astralis lineup as well. Obviously winning this game is again, as we said, a great achievement for them. Good for the VIS standings, good for the prize money. But throughout this game as well, we saw pretty much every single player have impact. Cadian had some fantastic calling, T-side Inferno. You saw Star step up in that overtime game on Mirage, really showcasing character, showcasing that it's a guy you can count on. Stown had a fantastic showing on the former 2 maps as well, where he actually stepped up and had a bit of that playoff resurgence that we talked about. Yabi overall, it's been a great tournament. So I feel like you can add a positive accolade to every single Astralis player throughout this game, right? And that's what gives me belief that it's not like one player dropping off or one guy not being there. All of them had moments in the game. It's just about, getting them together and having more of those moments consistently together.
Yabi was fantastic this whole tournament. Yeah, I just got to say, like, he's easily going to get an HLTV EVP for this performance. His lurks were just so devastating. Multi-frags on his holds as well. Like, he was the X factor in so many.
Why is it saying that the maps are not part of the competitive map pool? It's the wingman variants anyway. How was handball?
He is just getting so much done in those spaces when he's pressuring apartments too. He's the reason I feel like him and Stare on Inferno, that's why they made it their home map.
Yeah. So we're going to go to a break, guys, but as I said, it's been wonderful. I'm really looking forward to the final. So make sure you join us. It's going to be a best of 5 between MOUZ and Falcons. It's going to be epic. We'll see you soon.
She said she loves you, but she can't love me.
But I love you.
So, und check your Discord DMs.
I won't play window anymore.
What's going on?
You are free to do whatever you want.
Play your role. 1xbet.
Let's do this.
This is a free country where everyone can do whatever the hell they want.
Counter-terrorists win.
Maybe we should kill the music. It's a little bit too much, no?
Look, it's simple. All we gotta do is go in there, plant the bomb, get the cash, and get out. Not so bloody hard, is it?
Negev round 2. Okay. You suck, bro. Don't ever buy a Deagle anymore. Inside.
You need to clean it as well, right? Yeah, you take it out and clean it.
Yeah, completely different. But actually,
Bruv even has a freaking vitality sticker on his Negev.
Terrorists win. Right there, yeah. Got a plan.
So I worked there for 1 day, and
But yeah, it's funny. It's very interesting how certain referees can think that a full contact sport is not allowed to have contact. Rough.
3.0.
Of course, a classic. Yeah.
So that's how I start.
First mouse I play with. You had those really old school mouses, which I don't remember.
Optical thing with a cable on.
Yeah, exactly, like really old school. But I think my first real mouse that I remember having is the Razer Death Adder, the 2013 or 14 Chroma or something like that. It's forever been my favorite mouse to use, and yeah, I think that's the first one I was using.
The one I received as a gift in Christmas. It was
Okay, I'm setting it down here.
Yes, sir.
So I just remember that I came home. I called the
Why is he not going for the roof? Not even a fish should leave that to MOUZ on.
I want to try. So yeah, as a kid I think.
Oh, because Zahn caught junk, I see.
The best gifts that I have, and I really.
Counter-terrorists win.
I think the first mouse professional I received, I have out Microsoft soft.
I should keep that.
Then I loved the ice mat, and so I had to play tournaments online to win Teflon. You have to change every week because
It destroys the skates, right?
Yeah. So you just play online tournament for 4 meters of.
As a professional, my first one was the Zoe EC2.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you were.
Exactly.
Terrorists win.
Sick bitch. And I got an AK. Let's go.
2 years ago. Yeah. And I placed all of these trophies that I've got. I got my first trophy that I won in 2003. Yeah. It's roughly as good as it used to. It's been on
Grenade out.
in the basement for.
Sits there with an AWP. Are you kidding me? Lol. Omega lol. Bro, drop out.
I still have my first mouse.
Thank you.
Let's go. Rip into it.
So I think after that, X7.
At the beginning of your career, there wasn't so many.
In the beginning, I wasn't looking for a right-hand mouse. I mean left-hand mouse. I think I was just playing whatever I have.
Okay.
And also in net cafes, also
You got no choice.
what I can afford. That was like the main thing. But I think I played with a lot of X7. It was also you could bullets in.
Laying down some fire. On my way to plant.
Yeah, when you're a kid,
Knew it.
I remember. I never forget. I was I think 14 or 15 years old. I got the invitation to the national.
Party to the Sunday, nothing to the Sunday. The flashbang dance. 13 minutes for the final. How many wingmans do we do?
Experience in the big stages or anywhere. Like only 50 kilometers. I felt really bad.
Just because it was an Opphobus. Opphobus just dog shit skin.
Go, go, go.
I'm not judging anyone that used an Opphobus.
That was maybe some good training for you.
Lol.
You just needed that experience to go through the first time.
Yeah, it took too long time. I don't know how many times I was in that map, like even maybe 2,000 times, like 3,000 times. I don't know.
I think first event was there was these land parties in Czech Republic. That was called PG Challenge. I think that was 2003 probably. We took a car drive there with our own PCs. My dad was the first manager in esports. Yeah. So we went there. We actually, I think we lost.
Don't peek it. He has at least. He definitely has an up. Called it.
But I was a fan at the time.
I think the first one.
Now do the flashbang dance. The Sunday, slide into the Sunday.
Like back then, you just had to attend and you
Do
would
the
be
flashbang
super
dance.
nice. So yeah.
Shall we blast flashbang dance?
Epsilon. Oh yeah. And they had the Res.
Nice.
Dragon. Who else? Like Freddy B or something. And I remember I was like 14 and I was watching a demo of them on Dust 2.
Come on, let's go.
Now do the flashbang dance. Ah! You got a clean one tap. Now do the flashbang dance.
I'm setting the bomb. Bomb has been planted. Terrorists win.
Sweet Max Raven. Do the flashbang dance till the last man stands. It's all on the heat and it hurts and sands. Face on and prepare your stance. Feel the last man stands. Now do the flashbang dance. Now do the flashbang dance.
Counter-terrorists win. Oh, yeah. Move out. Deploying flashbang.
One is low. The flashbang dance till the last man stand. So on the heel and dance. Put your game face on and prepare your stance. Feel the last man stands. Now do the flashbang dance.
Terrorists win. Counter-terrorists win. Feel the best.
Ens, sutter op de belt. Easy for ens, sutter op de belt.
Throwing fire.
Why are my frames dropping like mad?
Counter-terrorists win.
Wenn's ens Butter op der Welt, Butter op der Welt. I'm running out of VRAM! My GPU's VRAM is maxed out. Dum bum 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 bum. Suka!
Grenade out.
I am so much better than you!
They are a bit spoiled today because back then it was.
Okay, how do I minimize my VRAM usage? How do I find out what uses a lot of VRAM? Anyone knows? Nice molly, Tony. Bim bam bam bim bam bam bim bam bam. Close some tabs and programs. You got so much on. Mac mentioned that last time. I want to know what costs a lot of VRAM. That is my question. My CPU is completely fine. Tabs is just CPU and RAM. I am on 19 gigabyte out of 23 gigabyte RAM usage, and I'm on 60% CPU usage, even though I'm encoding on my CPU. What uses my view?
Let's roll.
Oh, can't run this. This won't work. Machine. Imagine buying armor in warm-up. Pretty cringe. Rave, 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 rave machine.
Let's go, everyone. Let's go. Decoy.
The annoying part about this, it's like, it's not actually... Wave machine. I just wanna wait. I don't wanna wait. I don't wanna wait.
Terrorists win.
Oh, I love articles that promise one thing and don't deliver on it. I don't wanna wait.
Remember, this isn't the killing house anymore. This is real life. Grenade out. Counter-terrorists win. Oh yeah!
I don't wanna wait. No reason not to celebrate. The weekend, I don't wanna wait. I don't wanna wait. I don't wanna wait. No reason not to celebrate. Polska guru. Pretty much has to be here, no? I'd love to suck your dick, but it's too small to reach to my lips. By the way, what is this dog shit song?
Grenade out.
Imagine whiffing there. Which is the setting that
Counter-terrorist win.
it's on Dach. What? He's still on the roof? Whiffed. I whiffed, I'm sorry.
No more talking. Now we fight.
And feel the last man stands. It's only here. I can't see the time. They're not showing a time.
Time to move, knuckleheads. Grenade out. I'm throwing fire. Counter-terrorists win. This is what we have been working for. Grenade! Planted. Bomb has been planted. Terrorists win. That little girl, thrive!
Flash, flash, badang, flang, dang, dance.
Terrorists win.
It's on.
You spruced up knuckleheads ready to do this or what? Molotov out. Smoking. This is for now. I'm throwing a flashback. Fire in the hole.
Fuck.
That's easy. We kill them, and then we go home. I'm planting the bomb. Bomb has been planted. Flashbang. Terrorists win. Fan bloody tastic.
Easy. Okay.
Over young Brolan. Kicksan has been the voice of Sonic. Sonic finally found his right-hand man in terms of executing a game plan, in terms of the round-to-round calling. Kicksan's been phenomenal, from defaults to set pieces to sometimes really convincing fakes, ones that other teams have bought on and just completely sold other bomb sites on. Kicksan has people out of their shoes more than any other in-game leader. He's making people look bad, and the best part about it is, in terms of his own individual ability, he's not embarrassing himself either. This guy's good for a multi-frag when he's got a rifle in an anchor position on a bomb site. I've seen his spray transfers look solid too. In terms of playing off of teammates, he knows exactly when he should be swinging, when he should be giving, when he needs to be the first point of contact. It's really actually been quite a growth from him from back back in the days when he was playing with Apex, where I was just kind of thinking, is this the JL or not carry or anything like that? Well, he's really proven himself that that was no fluke run.
Especially,
sorry, go on.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, the numbers that we saw on the screen probably didn't pop off the page. It probably didn't impress you very much. We know that in-game leaders are not known to be heavy fraggers, but what I can tell you going into this series right now is that Kixen, you know, sometimes IGLs will serve as the sacrificial kind of entry guy, right? Obviously, Nico's kind of your big opening force. Tessus is going to be that kind of too. You got Zersh on the mouse sport side of things for that kind of role. But Kixen's actually winning over 50% of his opening duels on the T side. That's not a sacrificial IGL. That's a guy creating space for his team. And he's way ahead of Brolin in that regard in this tournament.
And also, you're looking at a game they had yesterday against FaZe where they demolished them on Ancient, right? You had Nico and Dexter playing lights out, and Kixen was a top fragger. You saw the way he was just shutting down FaZe time and time again in what should have been a chink in their armor and the defense towards Ancient. So just the way that is calling such a great game, working not just alongside Zoni, but working so well in tandem with Nico. Phenomenal stuff.
Yeah, and so much production. As I said, creating space for a team when you've got the pieces like he has, that's all he has to do. And you know, he's going above and beyond right now.
I just like that he's not buying a Negev anymore. Okay,
yeah,
that was
he's come a long way.
And that's why he's better. And that's why he's better now, right? He's actually not buying the Negev.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's going to be a tall order for him here. I think as well, though. I mean, you know, as you said, the firepower on MOUZ is the scary part. Do you have them ahead of Falcons in that regard?
I mean, if you're talking overall firepower man for man, then yeah, probably so. But they don't have a guy like Nico on their team. I'm sorry. Like, the Nico's consistency and impact is unfounded anywhere else. And I think even in some of the head-op duels between Torzy and Dexter are going to be very interesting. I think they're both very explosive. Torzy's probably better on average, but Dexter could be more flashy at times.
I just want to highlight this, right? This is
I think I need a GPU.
Big names, right? I was just going back. When was the last time MOUZ as an organization won an S-tier event? It was back in New York in 2018 with Chris J and one of those guys on the team. So it's been just a drought for titles.
Well, we're about to see if they can do it today. Let's get this final started.
The ultimate prize of champions. It demands nothing less than greatness, challenging some of the finest Counter-Strike teams in the world to push beyond their limits, to rise ever higher, and to carve their place among the greatest. It is the symbol of mastery, requiring precision, sacrifice, strategy, and courage to transform excellence into legend. It promises immortality, a place in the pages of history where time cannot erase the names of those who have triumphed. 16 teams began this journey in Cluj-Napoca. Now, only 2 remain. They stand on this final stage with the trophy, the glory, and their legacy on the line. One misstep could shatter their dreams. One moment of brilliance could etch their name into eternity. But only one will stand victorious. Who will rise?
This is what it all comes down to. This is what these teams have been fighting for. Cluj, are you ready? Now we have 2 incredible teams ready to take to the stage, but you guys, you have also been an incredible crowd. Romania has blessed us with an amazing crowd, so much hype, so much energy. It's everything I love. So make some noise! Now for our first team, they have not made a grand final since back in Rio. This will be the first one they can do it with Brolan being the IGL. They showed us that they can fight back. They showed us that they cannot break. Even their mental has been strong on this stage, which is why they have been able to get here. Now they have a chance to lift this trophy. but they have to prove to the whole world that they can do this. And it's all of you watching, whether it's online or here in the arena. So give it up for MOUZ!
Highlights look up.
For our next team taking to the stage, this is the first big event grand final for both Dexter and Kixan. And it's the first for the Falcons organization as well.
Maybe this
It's their
helps.
time to show
That's
us
all I'm willing to do for now.
that was built to win can actually do it. With Nico lending his experience,
Let's get you
not
over
just his
here.
aim, in order to try and make that happen.
How do I not show Steam not show news on boot up? Interface and check not finding about settings interface.
Fish.
Where's Fish Game? Oh, I guess Fish Game stopped when I closed Steam.
Kixan, Brolan, come down here. The anticipated moment as we start.
I need a new GPU.
Brolan, for you, how proud do you feel to be in a position where it's your first event leading with a full team as an IGL and now have a chance of winning this trophy?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a pretty roller coaster in the group stage, of course, but I think I'm really proud of the team that we managed to get this far in the tournament. I mean, we obviously want to see how it goes in this tournament, but now it's just aim for one goal and it's a trophy.
And that trophy is looking real good beside you right
PC
now.
part
Spink's coming in.
pickup.
His experience and what he brings to the team. How vital has that been for you, and how important
Choose
is
your
it, especially now in the
parts.
grand
¿Dónde está la GPU?
And I think
Video
he's,
card.
really showing how capable he is in stress situations. And yeah, especially yesterday, I think it was really insane. And I mean, it's a key factor of the team to perform on the big stages here.
And that's one thing he knows how to do.
Choose a video card.
You guys, though, you lost to the Falcons in the group stage. We're now going into this best of 5 grand
Filter.
final. What will you do in order to change that around and to put yourselves in the
What
position
even
where you
is
can win
there
that trophy?
with more than 8 gigs?
We just want to look for revenge, you know, and I mean, obviously we want to play more like a better game than we did in the group stage and see how it goes.
All right, we will see how it goes at the end of all of this. Come on, Cluj! Kixan, first ever big event grand final for you. You've been on the grind with it all. How does it feel when you sit here now?
Well, it feels amazing, and I don't think it's a coincidence that we're here. We put in a lot of work recently, and we had good results this event. But we have one more step, and we already played them once in the group stage. We know how they play, so yeah, I think it's going to be a fun game.
a fun game, but you sound very confident when talking to me. But you also should be confident after the way you guys have played. Even your own individual level has been very good. So
12
does
gig.
it feel like this is in your hands, like this is yours to take?
I would say so. I think if we do what we did so far in the previous games, we have very good chance of winning today also. So yeah, we are not trying to think too much in advance because it's gonna be best of 5. So we will just take it map by map and see how it goes.
You say about taking it map by map. How confident are you in your map pool when you go
30,
into a best of
60,
5?
12 gig. That's the only one they have. Okay, what else is here?
On our map pool. We've been a team for almost 2 months now, so yeah, I think it's good.
I mean,
all right, well, it certainly will look good when we see what it goes down at the end of the day. Guys, fist bump, get yourself into your seats, get yourself ready for this grand final. The stage is set. The teams are ready. Cluj, let me hear you! No, that's not enough. Cluj, everyone, let me hear you! Now I know there's been a lot of cheers for Falcons, for Nico.
I mean, there's only 10. 10 still seems kind of low.
This arena sits. Who, at the end of this best of 5, is walking away with that trophy? Is it MOUZ?
And this would still be a downgrade. So it's not a B570. Let's go 12 gig RAM at least.
I think it's very clear. BT Arena, one more time. I want all your
3060 12 gig, 7600. And we're just going red to team red to team red?
Yeah, let's go.
How much is the 7600?
They've just predicted it for us. We don't even need to do a death segment. We can just sit down and watch this fantastic.
It's 350, it's actually not that much.
In the arena for MOUZ, but it's clear who the home team are. And by the way, Kixon, a picture of stoicism in that interview. He is absolutely confident. They are amped. They are ready to go, overcome adversity, and lift this trophy. Guys, we're about to get into the veto. Where is it going?
I'll tell you where it's not going, Rich. It's not going to Anubis, and it's not going to Train. Falcons, just go ahead and get rid of Anubis. Don't play any games. If I'm MOUZ Sports, you got to get rid of Train.
They banned him for... Okay, wait a second. I kind of expected this, actually. I expected the same ban to come out from Falcons.
So they're going to let Train through? MOUZ might play that for the first time ever.
I think it's going to be decided. I think Train's going to be the 5th. Has to be the 5th. It's going to be Duster being picked here. It's going to be Mirage getting picked by MOUZ, unless I'm very much mistaken. And then Ancient Nuke. There we go. Right there. The Mirage pick coming in from MOUZ. Ancient, I believe, should be the pick coming in from, actually, Falcons with the Nuke.
I mean, it was 50-50 on that one, honestly. And then
Train,
Decider Train, no one really wanted to play this one, so they leave it to dead last. We'll see if we get there.
I would love to see Train, because I think it's going to be absolute pandemonium if it gets
It'd be messy for MOUZ. We haven't seen him play that one.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Inferno ban, in a sense, you can get it because the core of this team used to permaban it when they were on Heroic. It wasn't that they really played a lot, and they kind of started to phase it in with Nico and Dexter, but it hasn't really brought them a lot of value. And so maybe that's where they thought a team like MOUZ Sports, who's been showing us some great results on Inferno, they're 3-1 at this tournament. In fact, that was the better.
I wouldn't have to buy a new headset, I would actually buy a new GPU.
Second phase is usually the opportunity, right? And they only played it once, I think, with FlyQuest, which was an easy win for them. So for them, not just testing it, makes sense. But this is a banger, Rich. Great map so far.
Well, look, guys, we're not going to take too much more of the time.
Anyone has an old spare GPU at home?
Falcons, and we're going to add a pair of goats to the menagerie. It is Scrawny and Launders.
Oh, thank you so much, Rich. Well, you know, every goat needs its shepherd, so we appreciate you, man. And thank you, Cluj.
Oh, hell nah.
You guys have been so fun and killing it. We are on the horizon of aura in this match. A win for either of these two teams in this position.
I mean, it's crazy. The only performance issue that I'm having is actually that it's only 8 gigabytes of VRAM. If I'd be in Brazil right now, I'd take that card apart and solder new RAM onto it.
Of this BT arena, much has changed in that time. But while players come and go, our passion for Counter-Strike has only grown. And I have to say that in recent years, I've seen you cheer for Ime as he has raised the Romanian flag to the top of Counter-Strike. Tonight, you wave that flag. You represent what Cluj-Napoca has to offer. So we will shake these walls. We will raise this roof. We will roar.
Well done, Scrawny. Well fucking done.
It's getting hot in here. But we just got started. Feels like we're getting 2 grand finals back to back. But this one's going to be best of 5. Strap in, folks. We're in for a ride. Already an interesting start with the veto, but Dust 2 is not a surprise to start the match.
Nico P250 looking around on mid as smoke fades. Who's gonna be the first blood of this best of 5? Big collection up on the catwalk. Smoke grenade to go forward with it. That's gonna deny any kind of move up from Xerxan without getting awkward. Ooh, a drop down into it. Tess's actually trying to challenge bottom ramp. He's got 2 duels in front of him. First clean headshot, then a second. You love to see that. Dexter offers up one, and Kixan secures that flank. And it's looking like MOUZ have simply been sliced through when it comes to A defense. Smoke grenade denied the vision, the rotation up. Remember, Xerxan's the first guy to try to come up from that smoke, and he's one of the last guys standing because he never had a chance.
Dust 2 is such an interesting map to watch between these two teams. Of course, they have already played it once, 13-8 in favor of MOUZ in their last series. It was the only map they won, though. Falcons have been on a tear. And while these two teams are both in the grand finals, they are not made equal by their recent results. Falcons have had much harder competition. MOUZ, the 2 hardest teams they played were Falcons and FaZe. They lost to both. So this would be revenge and then some, and then in an arena grand finals. There are a lot of boxes that can be ticked here for MOUZ, but there's also a lot on the line. You know, in that same breath, you could say that if MOUZ don't win here, then what? They can't do it inside of an arena. We look to players like Xerxan, all right? Every single time they've made it to a big arena grand final, and a lot of times in playoffs in 2024, he wasn't there, but he's been here in Cluj. He's been good in playoffs. Under Brolin, it seems to be working. This is the final, but most important test.
What?
This guy's X Factor on the big stage. I have seen Dexter make mistakes. I have seen Dexter seem lost, but I have also seen Dexter take over servers.
Yes, he is not optimal, but he is explosive. And you can see in the interview how much it meant to him to be playing here. Said he's never been cheered for before. You guys are giving him that first time.
And he's also, in that same interview, mentioned the mentorship that Nico has already offered him. Because, yes, he is a diamond in the rough, but by God, he can glow. And so if Nico is able to do...
Nico is like mentoring everyone and their mom.
Smoke down for the cross with man advantage. Xerxan's going to push down into catwalk. Pistol kill on sight. That could be a critical one because suddenly it gets a little awkward. A little continued spray here. We've got Jimmy back in with a double kill on the FAMAS. It's a force buy out of MOUZ in the second round of the game. And it all comes down to the quartered health Dexter. Not ideal, not theirs for the taking. I gotta say, it got jumbled up. When Falcons reach the top of ramp and that pistol catches the first guy off guard, he can't actually disengage his teammate right there behind him.
Yep, it did get a little messed up. First kill helps out a lot with this scout shot from Dexter, and also, you'll feel good. You know, I remember this interview with Config, and he said that, you know, for me, I'm such a momentum-based player. If I got 2 kills in the pistol round, I know I was set up for a great day. If I didn't get those kills, I would be super off kilter. I wouldn't be able to get my form back. And for a confidence-based player like Dexter, you know that he's got a similar feeling. This guy goes off of intuitions. And it'll be nice for his team to see a frag like that in the kill feed as well. But MOUZ quickly answer back.
It's not going to leave Falcons with absolutely nothing. AK, Scout, Desert Eagles on the field, and there's a big question to me as to like who's going to bring that pistoling X Factor. In terms of X Factor across the board, listen, Nico's going to be lights out, highest rated player of the event, looking to prove that his departure from G2 is not going to stop him. That is a flick. Xerxan thinks
Inhuman reaction.
Nico's got other ideas. That's a 2K off of the Star of Falcons in the first 45 seconds. Now an open catwalk, a vacant A-bomb site, and we are going to go back and forth, tit for tat, in the first 3 rounds of this game.
Without that superhuman flick, this round is 4v4, and there is just no A-plant right now. Could be a totally different story. Instead, it's an instant save out of MOUZ. Man like Nico. What a kill.
simply the best rifler in Counter-Strike history.
And we've got Falcons, absolutely. And we've got Falcons who, they buy the heroic core, they bring in Nico and Magisk, which is perfect for the players that they're trying to replace with the core. All that makes sense. Nico has 4 bad maps at the beginning of Falcons. That's it. Kixan gets this team together so quickly.
Yes, sir.
Brings out the best in his teammates, as he did on Apex, as he did with the last heroic core. He has definitely been showing up as an IGL, but I mean, I don't know. There's no IGL that can teach you how to flick like that.
Something powerful about the two of them sitting side by side as well. Cluj has brought the heat. Simple as that. Just a shooting gallery for Nico, but hold up. Oh, sits him on his ass.
Nico and Hiko, man, 4 letters each.
Flicks out the mid doors. Here we're gonna get a little challenge onto long. Smoke for the corner. Still plenty of weapons for MOUZ to retaliate with. Wild blind. Magisk caught a quick glimpse of the second player crossing over, but Zerchin's gonna get that return frag. We've got a lot of utility here trying to support both ends of this. 2v2 queued up if Kixan can come through doors. But he waits. Nico's gonna do it on his own. Dies empty-handed. And all the while, TeSeS versus Jimmy's gonna get queued up over on B. Not that there's an immediate follow-through.
Jimmy almost would have liked that attempt. He was waiting really patiently for that frag to come his way. Mid-B smoke comes out. They can avoid Spinks, but he can still get vision back if he wants to. But he won't. He will deny himself the vision. This is obviously massive. Look at the way the map is laid out right now. It's 3 leaning towards the A site. All about Jimmy.
Well, he's hopping around, having a grand old time. That frag grenade could be big. Yes, sir. Sets him up. TeSeS taken down to 15 health, but that's not going to stop him from finding an entry. It's still man advantage comfortable for MOUZ. They'll be cautious about the rotation through middle by clearing it out with Zerchin top mid, but now that's a third person to be added to this doors retake. There is no tunnels in the equation here.
It's 3v2, but it's still actually a big test for MOUZ. Yes, TeSeS is low, but door and window. This is what they're watching.
They just dropped a smoke on tunnels, well, that means they don't have to worry about it. TeSeS, oh, he pops up. What could have been if he just sat down beneath? Dexter with a Galil, not ideal. And a player gets backside. It's a good headshot from him. All things considered, when Jimmy does all that damage and slows them down, not a surprise to me that seems...
I am the legendary Super Saiyan. Yay! We're all Super Saiyan! I will eat you!
Hi. Benze, good to see you. I hope you're having a lovely Sunday. And thank you very much for the 27 months. Big shout out, bro. Do I risk installing graphics drivers while streaming? That's a yes. Because for whatever reason, there is no Radeon version installed on my PC right now.
Yeah, as I said, this is a moment where he could have, but he was low HP. They still had 2 players. He felt like he needed to take a risk.
But a contrast to the last round where we had those first 2 deaths go down on long, this time completely evacuated by MOUZ. The alternative is a Torji boost to keep eyes down on lower tunnels, but he's not going to find contact there either. How far can Falcons get along this wall before Brolin finds them?
Damn?
Oh, this is such an aggressive smoke that they throw. Because it's not full long control, but it does slow you down or creates a boost opportunity.
I'm not going to do that.
And this isn't a 5-man. There's a loose player, Zerchin looking for. Beautiful crosshair placement.
Yeah. Rewarded for his patience and slow approach to the long wrap. Magisk gonna try to go alleviate the pressure from behind, and the fact that he finds all this space is one thing, but he's got to keep his guard up. For all you know, he's back into his own spawn, but he's actually sitting in yours. Beautiful. Nearly shooting through his teammate to get that one done. Now you can go grab a third weapon here. This is going to be
Val, bigger CS, lurk, sure.
Kixan got spotted. Spinks goes upper tunnels because of it, and now Falcons, well, still eyes on him from long.
Easy does it. Torji locking in this angle, missed second shot, opens the door for Falcons to push along it, but the closer they get, the sooner they fall.
Okay.
Torji, 4 shots, 3 connect. And that is going to be a brick wall of a defense on that A site. MOUZ the 3-2 early lead.
I think he's taken, guys. For a lot of people, there's no question about Torji in important games, in the big match. That's somebody who's just been getting better and better. And it feels like the pressure is never overwhelming him in particular. And even though there were some low-buy wins in this match to start it off, it's the op that makes the difference. Controlling middle is everything on Dust 2.
Frag grenade opens it up a second time. Pistol's going to use that as an invitation. Torji, 3 kills over 4 shots. Obviously, the 4th frag in that round as well was his after Zershin got the opening. What would it be like if suddenly he's got pistols up in his grill? It's a possibility, but he floats over towards long, offers up some utility towards the doors, and this spacing for Falcons. We'll see if a bomb plant can come through. I think a bomb plant here is an excellent silver lining.
So here's how it always goes. Torzi's going to have to dodge this run boost, take the right shot. He'll get 2 chances to fight. Maybe he'll get no more, actually, because of low HP.
Very
this
good
means
dink.
the plant comes down, that's it. Utility's not coming in from CT spawn red.
Just a pistol to get Torji off his original angle. Again, there's no reason in this world that you would believe these majority Glocks could pull off what's left of this round. They've already done what they had to. Bomb is down. That's the win.
No Cat player, this Deagle can shine
Come
from
on.
Cat.
No way. 3 players up from spawn. Bolin and Zershin start to clear them off. Okay. You know, with the positioning for Falcons, it looked like maybe. And I think any additional kill like this one from Digster is something that you'll take to the grave. But it is going to be the MOUZ retake for the 4-2 CT lead.
It'll be a quiet close in the end, as that bomb is actually really far ticked. But MOUZ,
you know, until it blows up, Mohan, they don't have a problem.
Yeah, that's true. That's all that matters. Doesn't matter if it comes down to the last second. So the MOUZ trap. You could have a Falcon swooping down if someone's got that gif. Round 7 already. Kixan calls fast. He calls interesting rounds. He's the most glaive-like caller of the new callers that I've seen in terms of the style of play that he brings. Late game rushes, I think, is his signature style. And he's got players that like to be aggressive, that's for sure.
Second time we've seen this boost. There was one round with it not featured. That's the round to go where the pistols flood out of it. So Torji trying to change it up enough to maybe get this kill lower, but he'll offer up that warning shot. Kixan doesn't waste a second, slips down along the Xbox. Dexter's gonna try to push his off into what could be the unsuspecting victim in Spinks. But Spinks doesn't get shot, not off the first time. Jimmy's able to cut off the entry in Tesses. Dexter goes for the swing. Nico promised the trade. And it comes
Jimmy's just too good as an anchor. It's just...
Instead, he's gonna layer down another smoke. It's a late delay for that bomb to come and join the site itself. Kixan and Magis gonna have to pull off another man disadvantage. Already a set of prying eyes in through window.
No flash setup just yet. They're gonna take their time.
Last time they didn't have a single player out from tunnels, and it won't look like they'll do it again. You've got an incendiary, you've got a flashbang. That's the tools that MOUZ are working to get through these choke points, but Kixan's gonna interrupt it. Magis peeks out. That's what they needed. Fast challenge up inside window, and Magisk is able to disengage. Now we get that flashback.
It's a safe, no?
Immediate push. Zershin holds, and then it's covered.
Never mind, not with a Torji kill.
In from window. Magisk able to drop him down to 20 health. He runs into the smoke. He'll go. Time is of the essence. Magisk outplays him. Zershin tries to get the pressure up, but this one is Falcons.
Look how hyped he gets. Doesn't even have to get the kill in the end. He knows he wins the round off his movement alone. That was the same round as the one previous, but this time they have the extra flashbang. This time they clear the tunnel and guarantee some information. And it's a great shot from Magisk. His form, it's not Astralis 2018 form. It's not Vitality.
Oh, goddamn, I didn't check for ads.
It is
Fuck.
lower than that. Okay, Magisk is not the star player that he once was. But when we're
27
here on LAN, and
minutes.
with these last games of Falcons, we're getting the best out of Magisk. He is
Got around a minute 30 in the break.
I mean, he really said right now, and quote, right now I'm taking every game with a big smile on my face. And I think that's only possible because he's found this new individual form. Because we have seen important critical clutches. And it's nice to see him just skate away from that bomb. Plays it like someone who has a wealth of experience.
He's done that round a million times. Once known for being the youngest Danish star, you know, after Kirby to come on and support the super org that were Astralis. And he has made a journey around the world to international teams. And it's been a successful one at that. Timing shot for Torzy doesn't yield anything except a little information from the peak earlier. He immediately leans towards the A site. Was that gun switch just enough information? Torzy, interesting. Oh no! Oy, how many times can you miss that jump? Oh, it doesn't matter.
Right, all good. Magisk on the quick trade attempt. It's gonna walk right into that scope. Torzy finally misses one. Xerxion's got his cover. And this is that duo. The deadly duo that offers up a lot for MOUZ, but nice recovery!
What?
It's a double kill from TeSeS and an additional one from Degster. And the beauty of Degster, after all his time removed from competitive Counter-Strike, this guy knows how to clutch. But can he figure out this one? As it stands, CT opt to go for the split. There's a ton of utility for them to use.
He's here to expand off of his next duel, but he can't find it and thinks it might be Cat. Somehow wins that versus Jimmy with the Galil.
Now he's still got his smoke up. He could use this to reposition if he predicts that Spinks is gonna climb, but he decides to handing onto the ramp. Spinks has gotten off onto the top rope. Degster hugs in close. Degster, not able to snap it up. Spinks just lurks his way forward.
That's a great approach, Matt. Look at the utility there for Spinks.
Wonderfully
Doesn't
done.
use any of it, knows that he has the power of being unnoticed, jumps up, and predicts also Dexter's next fallback position. He was looking for his kill to pick his next position. If it was towards Cat, he'd play on that side of the default box. But because it's on long, he jumps to the ramp. Spinks, again, beautiful.
Should we check?
You know, I love this highlight reel because it just shows Torzy jumping up and getting an instant headshot, doubling down for the second.
How much percent did we give the AfD?
That climb up.
Yes.
Damn, not even 20% such.
It's funny because it maybe made them peak fast.
Not even 20%.
They tried to charge right in. Good flash, but not good enough.
Okay, there was definitely a little freaky tactic right there. They were
630. Get the calculator up.
What went wrong was the flash.
Let's have a 630. 315, right?
A waterfall over top of the box.
Minus 210.
Enough so that it really didn't serve up.
God damn it.
On 50 HP, grenade for TeSeS.
God fucking damn it. We're either gonna get a big coalition or black-blue. Black-green won't be enough.
Oh, hold on. Man, the kills are getting her crazy. Plus we have the mid control here. Nico.
God damn, not even a proper right-wing government.
They're not afraid to trade.
Was könnt ihr eigentlich in Deutschland? Nichts könnt ihr.
Really justify the peaks they're taking. And in this moment, of course, 4v2, why wouldn't you?
We saw what Degster could do with a Galil 1 round ago. Nico's going to try to tap into it as he is starting as one of the slowest players of this squad, but not going to waste the moment.
Tunnels.
Spinks takes a step down. Nico's back compromise. Reads it!
Nah, no way.
Figures it out with finesse.
With time as well. Bomb can make its way all the way around. Torzy. They know he's a Nico. He's coming forward now.
He's in between both. And if Nico goes to the other side, you heard that? Oh! Torzy goes in, takes the bomb down. Nico's got to somehow pick that up and plant, or keep it simple. Kill. Torzy flees and, well...
Wait, what?
Yeah, I guess that's one way to go.
Nico, the fuck?
Right. I think he felt like he didn't have any options, obviously. Sure. Can't get the bomb and plant, so might as well see if you can survive it. Yeah. That was a moment where there was actually no other option. Incendiary wins the round here. Torzy wins the round here. 12-4, man. Class player here on Dust 2 for MOUZ.
You know, Torzy has been able to bring these sorts of performances to playoffs. It's usually the rest of MOUZ that crumble around him, notably Xerxion. But if those two are going to be playing as well as they are right now, I truly believe that's enough of a win condition for MOUZ to pull off Dust 2.
Yeah,
it's a matter of being able to keep this going, but I will give Xerxion props. He is tethered very well with either Torzy on the cat hold, or if it comes down to the fight over on long with Kixan, the trade frags coming out of Xerxion, solid.
Oh, this game doesn't end on Dust 2, but it might if MOUZ don't win it. This is the only map they won versus Falcons in their last series. That's something they're concerned about. They don't get a map to warm up.
Seen a previous round where a bomb plant would have looked good. Took 5 players to get that bomb down. Don't think Xertion's going to offer up an extra bit of money here for Falcons. I think they've got enough. Magisk going to dome one. Look at that flood, right? MOUZ so ready to just deny anything further. They are going to set themselves ahead. 4-round lead on this CT side. Their cash looks great, and they are solid across this board. Still yet to even tap into Spinks.
Last one before the half.
One of their high-performing players on the stage.
Absolutely. MOUZ have not shown their full hand even on this half, but things are going according to plan. The rounds that Falcons have won have been impressive. There are a lot of situations they're fighting back into where they get close. These are great signs, but numerically, we're already on round 11. Best chance, best case, they get 5 rounds, but even that is looking pretty unlikely. I think MOUZ want to keep this momentum as much as possible. And if they can leave Torzy in mid, there's no answer for that. You know how strong the op is here, CT side. It'll be fun to watch Dexter when we switch over because he's going to be able to have a bit more freedom, a bit more autonomy, and have more opportunities to catch players running into him and do a bit of what Torzy's done. We saw shots that he's hit already, but not if they don't make any kind of half here.
Xertion going to charge right to top middle, but I like this passive look right now from Nico. He hears all this approach.
Oh, he's not worried about this yet.
Spinks is keeping him locked in.
Wait.
Oh, the timing, he turned. But will he still think about Xertion? It looks likely. Little flash goes deep. Oh, he caught it!
Xertion
all he
beat
needed.
it back.
Sliver of vision for Nico. 2 kills to the top of middle. MOUZ wanted to fight fire with fire, but they go up in flames.
You see what this game comes down to. One step back in a moment like that, and you lose your chance. Nico headshotted, but not killed.
Suddenly a golden moment offered
Fuck,
over to
did I miss
Falcons
something
to
on
get
YouTube?
themselves a 4th round, let alone maybe the 5th that follows suit.
Guess I didn't.
Dare I say it, enough of a T-side to keep this first map competitive.
You have to aim to convert. I wonder what the read is here for MOUZ in terms of the late round, and it will be reads because they don't have the resources to get map control back. They have to just make a play. It's the lean towards B.
Climb up's uncontested. Torzy, unfortunately for MOUZ, a little late to this one.
This is a double dip, right? It's a save protocol, as well as if they go B, they will win the round, but MOUZ sniff this out. See nothing and allow Falcons to take over the A site. That's it. Save location here for MOUZ. Great couple of kills. Mid control is the aggressive tactic. It's something that you don't want to throw in too many times in one half, especially how overtly aggressive it was getting to the very top of mid, especially when it gets punished like that. You're going to feel some sense of regret, but the reason that Spinks is out there checking his back, like looking into tunnels, is because they don't have a cat player holding that for him. He's also worried because they don't hear anything. Now they get suspicious that they've been found. And the problem of it is, like, if you push down mid on Inferno, for example, you can get into a cubby, stay there, but eventually you have to worry about the ult timing coming around. So when you pick aggressive spots, you kind of have to get the kills early because leaving is just not that easy.
I think in that case, it's a good job by Nico to kind of hear those sounds and give it an extra 2-3 seconds. Let it kind of cook up top mid. And then they felt the urge to go.
Yeah, well, it pays to be paranoid in that sense. Nico is the only guy there. He's on vision. You know you will miss timings of people pushing into lower. Flashes mean either nothing or everything from the CT side. So it just means you have to be very careful.
You've also got to be cautious when Dexter's scope on that doors. Torzy's going to go for the upper angle and posts early. Minute 40, he can lock right in on this one. Wants even more. Flash. Oh, he eats it.
It's perfect. They are reading this.
And just as this half starts to come to a close, Falcon's going to show us a little bit of a surge in success.
It's the first time MOUZ tried to do that upper push with an op, and it's also the first time that they get flash and checked.
I would like to give, just a quick prop to Brolin. We have seen ideas from MOUZ as this half has gone on. 2 fresh looks in the final 2 rounds of the half. And while it did cost them the double kill,
Xertion literally just flicking over like it's aim laps.
Moment for them to reclaim the kill back on Dexter.
So here's the response. Falcons see, well, they did this aggressive mid control with Cat. Well, long must be open.
Brolin trying to keep an eye on that gap. nice. Clean. Finishes off the frag to Tesses. He will sit on 40 HP with a teammate right behind him, so he could go one further. They could try to take this into Nico. But the thing is, Nico, as he retreats, it's going to keep these CTs yet again busy in mid.
Yeah, but
bomb crossing up into the ramp. I mean, if they can even just get this down, then at what point is Nico going to come back into this round? I mean, the guy is nearly standing on B. Kill nearly presents itself. Magis going down with nothing doesn't bode well for Kixan. Luckily, he has that smoke.
Oh, he got him.
Obviously, the B-site player is going to run away. Jimmy never anticipated Nico to come out, but now they know that Nico has to go on a marathon. And I'm sorry, buddy, you can't run this fast. He better sprout wings and fly, because this is not going to happen. MOUZ will secure an 8th round on this CT side.
A little bit too far away, Mr. Nico Kovac.
Nico goes back into B, catching a
Alright, chat. I'm running a quick minute 30 so we don't get ads in the second half.
a little more. They stand on that post plant, but this is where it drops. 8-4 on the half.
Yeah, that's a moment that we see Nico. He realizes he's in danger. He knew every single time that they were trying to find him. And that was a spot where, yeah, he needed another 15 seconds maybe to get involved in that site hit as he walked through the tunnels. But his teammates needed to get kills for there to be any chance of winning the round in the first place. So it ends up working out with it. Am I on the left?
God, we're multiplying.
You've got lots of lookalikes.
That's true. And QZ. Shut out one time. Yep. How was that for a first half of a grand finals? How about 5 more overtimes? Soak it up while you can.
There will be one of those maps. We talked about it before this day started, you know, that this game is, it's going to be a derby. Both these teams have never won in a best-of-5 stadium grand finals. They both have made mistakes. MOUZ are coming in with a new IGL. Falcons are still building up their team. This is not their pinnace yet. This is a grand finals that will have crazy rounds, great clutches, explosive moments.
Wait, did the FTP not make it?
Clean one from Nico to kick off second.
Borderline, I guess.
Takes a little longer, but he'll get there. 4 for Nico.
No, they're under. They're under 5. Let's go.
Clean. Kixan keeps his head down. Insertion, thinking about it. Oh, but Magis is able to take a peek out from sight, and then Kixan comes up. So a trio of long kills from Nico cues up a second round pistol for Falcons.
Wow, it's amazing. Just as I say, some people make mistakes. Who's made, like, has Nico ever made a mistake so far in any of these rounds? Everything's been pretty stellar, and they've been doing a good job of killing him too. It's not like he's at the top of the board 12-4 or anything like that, but he might be climbing up. He's the #1 rated player here in Cluj.
Nico mistakes. I can only really remember one Deagle shot. But other than that,
he wouldn't do that in Cluj.
No, of course not. This is new and improved. Chance to catch their breath here as Falcons and also close that score line, trailing MOUZ by 3. Dexter wanted that, but there's more where the first one came from. Not that he's able to tag anybody else.
A round of just aim practice.
We got
but look at Dexter.
Yeah,
look at Dexter playing optimal, going all the way back to the A site after seeing all those pistols. You know he just wanted to swing. Instead, he looks to cut him off at the pass.
You know, the thought of Dexter becoming a more refined Counter-Strike player is something I really look forward to in 2025. And I think that, you know, we've already seen what Kixan can do with promising talent. You know, Zonic's not going to let any bullshit really go.
But you know what I like about Kixan's calling? There's a lot of room for personality for his teammates. Oh.
Well, you don't want to see that.
Ooh,
a couple Glock deaths. Magis going to make sure that Roland's drop. Bomb planter no longer hands busy.
Okay, Tessus.
Swings with the SMG and jumps with it apparently as well.
There are the Falcons' wings that you were looking for.
And that is your grand finals reminder that the MP9 still needs a nerf.
Yeah, 2 things I think are really cool about Kixan. One, I've heard him say he's never really had an idol in terms of a caller that he looks up to, which is such a rare thing that, you know, you always look for who your influence is. Kixan's kind of like, you know, I love this game, and playing this game, I've got to a high level myself, and I've sort of figured out my own way of looking at things. And that style comes through, man. And I think that part of that style is he's thorough, but he's not strict. He's one of those IGLs, which is, I think, a really important quality. And you see that when players get signed to the team, they almost always play like they used to in some sense, right? He lets them have freedom. I think he tries to channel it.
Ooh, good challenge up from Zershin. He is tearing it up tonight. 17 frags secured off that one. And he is supported by an entire cohort of teammates right behind him. So solid long control for MOUZ. You can go ahead and dump that Opera and Pit. Torsia can sit here for a minute and a half if he wants.
Yeah, seriously. And they should add time to the clock every time you get a kill like this. The only thing you want to be is patient.
Defense isn't really hiding, though. We've got Dexter also kind of scouring the field with his AWP, and there's no way for Torji to get him out of this position.
They have so many mollies and so much time. He will have to... Oh, my gosh. Well, that totem pole gets chopped off at the legs.
Tries to snap over, down to 20 health. First Molotov misses.
Yeah, that's not great. Look who comes
Nico's
to help.
going to try to help out, but Nico goes down to Jimmy at this distance. Molotov again. Is it up too short? Oh! Does flush him back. Jimmy gonna make quick work of the double kill. Magis gotta be careful. Op is at this distant angle.
It's all about Spinks.
Yes.
He's pushed all the way through B, but now they have no idea where he could be.
Totally cuts off rotations.
But it's the point where if you go too far, then you actually put yourself in jeopardy. However, Spinks is always really careful about these moments. Man, they're gonna really squeeze the clock here. 28 seconds, they're going all the way around to B.
You saw Falcons go up towards Catwalk, which looked like it caused the bomb to hesitate to coming back from top middle, but they actually made loud steps as they drew back through elbow.
Oh my goodness.
Spinks would have heard that,
so
and that's
close.
when the T's run away.
This is so close, man.
It's all good.
And Falcons don't think that there's
you only need
any
4
chance that this
Launders.
would happen, yeah.
You only need 4. Bomb down, completely out-rotated.
They kind of had the suspicion, no, something else is going on the map, but they were really in no position to deal with it.
I mean, you saw it, that 5 seconds when the CTs kind of went cap back to A, weren't sure where to get off to, and T-side out-rotates. So MOUZ 9-6 lead with this, but some critical saves coming out as Magis grabs the op, of course.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to pee in the kitchen sink. That's a moment like that.
What?
You just got to make up the call on the fly. That's what I meant. It's not something I would ever do.
Securing it with majority alive. That's Zershin with an opening kill on long. Jimmy with the double down.
The position, obviously, if you're going to play car, you can survive all the mollies in the world as long as you have one smoke for it. And instead, they had Nico come in to try to fight it. And getting the first kill, obviously, is really huge. But still, 3 mollies left over. There was no chance in that utility battle.
Gonna go for it along. Again, smoke to the corner of it. 2 defenders to try to hold him back. This time it's Spinks.
Easy.
Nice.
Fully blind. Couldn't see Jack. Brolin, good supportive utility over
What
the
an
top of
opener
the
for
doorway.
Sphinx there.
Just climbed over those first few bullets.
But I do like the mid-play. Where does Tesses go? Really want to test that back line?
Yeah, the split's a little awkward because Exertion is very far away. I mean, obviously, if you're a T, you're going to be watching this. And right now, Tessis is, oh my gosh, the timing here. I mean, Torzy, Dexter is not looking at it all. They're not assuming anyone got into the pit. Dexter, surely he's just going to die, right?
You'd think.
Oh, he's not swung yet.
We'll see who it comes down to. Minute 10. Still time to wait out. Now he is out, or was out, in that open position.
He's trying to punish them for making a misplay. Look who's protecting the back line here. And we're going to have the rotation finally coming in, but surely this isn't being watched. Tessa's coming forward now. Timings are being created.
Teaser watching it, so that's all right. Brolin keeping an eye on flank until Zershin gets into that
late
locked
smoke.
in. It's all good. Gonna clear that flank, 45 seconds. And T's immediately depart, where Falcons are just kind of still left scratching their heads back on A. Last time they decided to kernel up. This time, it's that cat rotate cut off, but Magis ahead of the mid-smoke. What? Can't get the kill. Oh, if that happens, then
Another
somebody
save?
opens the door for Dexter to run that op over to the B site before they're able to exit like this. And there is a world where Falcons were still able to compete for round 16. Instead, MOUZ double digits.
Oh, yeah, and now Dexter could actually die here. He dies in CT spawn. 10 rounds, no saves, 5 alive for MOUZ. Honestly, though, this moment is a little sketchy. the way that you create that play is like last round, where you have Spinks out in CT spawn. The reason that the Falcons could easily rotate down to the CT, get out there to try to frag Brolin, it's just a kill they just were supposed to get, is because Exertion was lurking tunnels, came all the way back around through spawn. They burned so much time waiting at long. Torzy never took his peek because he was looking for the site the entire time. And yeah, they actually could have lost. But it's funny because when they played against Astralis, it was also Brolin's entries that helped them make up for some calls that maybe were a little too aggressive, maybe came down to 1 kill and a few seconds of timing.
You know, spirits definitely high, even with that bit of a flub from Brolin. We see him laugh it off in the post round. And Falcons don't have much to be excited about in round 17. 5 USPs across the board. Singular flashbang here for Magisk. But it just feels like, despite the conversation coming into this best-of-5 grand finals being about how Kixan is the one true in-game leader in the server at the moment, sure, room for Brolin to offer improvements over time, but as it stands, Kixan's got that edge. That's a couple of mid-round rotations that actually end up coming up MOUZ's favor.
Yeah. Great shots helped, for sure.
Now Spinks to hold back this pack. That flashbang does
all good.
Nothing. And Spinks dies to just USPs. Exertion peels one off Xbox. A second death here would be odd, so you can just leave. Go ahead, jump out, support Flash, and Brolin plants. Ops gonna miss as well.
You Magisk and Nico actually have the same.
The thought of these easy kills that they're not giving themselves that extra half second to make sure things go smooth. So Kixan robs the AK-47. He's gonna make it seem like he's run away, swings back in, and we'll see if that's gonna earn him a rifle in the follow-up. Regardless, 5-round lead for MOUZ, map 1.
Kixan has a lot of maps where he doesn't go positive in his KD, but you can definitely see the aim in some moments that Maui brought up. Sometimes on a site hold, like Kixan will just go so far above and beyond. But obviously, as the selfless IGL of this roster, he's supporting with utility, dropping guns, calling strats, and taking what's left over. Some games can be defined by his aim better.
Pro Settings is saying that they're not running the same settings.
This match was going to be tough, especially on Dust 2. Oh, it's the mayor of Cluj. Welcome. I guess that means we're coming back. This is the mayor of Sweden.
I thought Emet was the mayor.
No, he's the king.
Oh,
yes.
Excuse me. Fast round offered up here with rifles in Falcons' hands. Brolin, gonna completely catch TessS off. And I think MOUZ are starting to feel like Dust 2 is theirs for the taking. Nico's gonna try to give him a reminder of who's really the boss in this town. Dexter catching that kill over top smoke. 2 versus 2 is where we were left at a minute 20. And while the door is smoked and the window's supposed to be mollied, they're trying to get that bomb down. It will go uncontested. Dexter's nade goes a bit too deep. Torzy locks into a solid position. And the smoke fades, but leaves him in a little cover. Dexter tries to inch back, down he goes. And you're telling me with pace like that, that MOUZ aren't on the brink of winning this first map?
I mean, it's again another key Brolin entry. He's just so good. It's a 1K moment that he gets every single time versus a rifle, but versus some of the best aimers.
The left has announced they're willing to cooperate with every Democrat party. And I just ran down the math and ran down the numbers. And there is no 3-party constellation with the left that would get 316 seats. Halt die Fresse!
Uncharted territory for this team, and he is stepping up.
That's why I'm saying that this game right here is the horizon of Aura. For MOUZ specifically, the team that needs to shake off what they haven't been able to accomplish in front of amazing crowds like this in big stadiums.
Torzy is it with the miss?
Just because they trail by 6 won't mean
for the map? Not good.
And I think they also have to kind of start signing up for the nitty-gritty, getting aggressive in the opening bouts like this. Double tunnel push. Xertion just gets blown apart by the SMG. Spinks isn't able to recover that, and it's great tethering coming in from that B-hold. But MOUZ also out long already.
This will be heard.
Jimmy's gonna go sprinting. We've got Nico queued up to try to hold this, but for the time being, operates alone. That is not the Nico I know. But it's the one we get in round 19. Molotov to try to deny this bomb plant, and I like this. A reroute from Kixan and his teammate. They are both gonna emphasize long instead. And you can see while Hand's busy on the bomb plant, Jimmy now turns back, and even low health, you won't suspect that second. The fact that they double up, that's the big one. Brolin, 2 kills already into this round, looks to close out Dust 2. Frag grenade into the smoke, and Magis scours that site. What a shot from Brolin! Leading from the top, sharpened spear, MOUZ skewer Falcons to kick off this finals.
She said she loves you, but she can't love me.
But I love you.
I won't play window anymore.
What's going on?
Play your role. 1xbet.
Let me double check. Let's see, so it's 62 plus 92 plus 118 makes 272. Good job. What good job? Right, chat. I'm running a fat block of ads here, so we get rid for another hour. So we're good for another hour, and I'm gonna feed the monster. I am literally just waiting for the 0 seats on FDP to tick over to 1, and then for whatever reason being part of the government then. Ah, wait, AfD is still growing. They went up from 19.9 to 20.2% now. What are the options though? 316 is the way to go, right? So it's 316 minus 210.
So first blood to MOUZ in this best of 5 final. They're able
minus
to
92
Falcons on Dust 2, a map that's traditionally been very good for them. We're going to break it down.
I mean, it can only be black red or black blue. That's the only options we have.
Not a typical performance from them on
Because black green
so explosive, so
is still missing 14 seats.
Deja vu watching that first half, right? Because it was the same scoreline we saw from MOUZ when we played them in the group stage. It was 8-4, and the one thing that Kixan struggled against was that CT side from MOUZ and how dynamic they were. They're not afraid to take risks, calculated risks. We saw Brolan just being a rock with a long area. He was never a problem in the defense, so to speak. Even towards B, Jimmy, always good for a couple of kills. But what I loved the most was even if they lose the opening kill, they were just working together as a group and just catching Falcons with the pants down every single time.
Yeah, I mean, just to kind of tag along to what you said, in their previous matchup, it was very much MOUZ Sports finding success by playing a very forward defense and getting in their face and being disruptive.
Yes.
Not letting Kixan get in his comfort zone and be able to call mid-round with some type of piece of map control. They were denying that with Xertion's mobility as an A rotator and towards you with the AWP constantly in flux as well. And then when we go to the second half on the T side, again, it was a similar thing to what we saw their last matchup. It was about either quick, decisive, off-spawn plays, or if you are going to make a big rotation in the mid-round after you capture some control, they do it immediately. There is no hesitation, and that would bring some success.
And just because MOUZ had such a proactive defense in the faces of Falcons, it forces Falcons to expend so much utility. When they're trying to take space, when they're trying to just take those initial fights, whether that's for long control, whatever they're looking for early, I think MOUZ actually instilled the fear of God in Falcons in some sense, because they never had enough flashes to get on those bomb sites. You could see the multi-frags that Torzy was able to pick up. The riflers from MOUZ were unperturbed in their site defenses, and that's just never going to be a recipe for success. Falcons couldn't bait out enough in terms of just getting opening kills, and they couldn't really pull the rotations that they have against other teams.
And you got to also highlight the fact that when it comes to the individuals, right, whatever questions, whatever doubts you might have had of Exertion, maybe crumbling when the pressure's the most, he didn't crumble today. He was phenomenal, but it was Torzy who was the initial, he was a guy initially who was just racking up the frags, multi-kills after multi-kills, just being such a rock. We talk about the CT side with the AWP, he was phenomenal, and then when Exertion came alive,
yeah,
man.
I gotta say it. I mean, the mayor of Cluj might be in the audience right now, but there's one person in charge in this game, and it's Exertion. And we've been saying this over the entirety of this tournament. Can he do it on the stage? Can he do it in pressure situations? Well, he is. He's doing it like we've never seen him do it before. He has just been so explosive for MOUZ.
Indeed, and if you look at this heat map, you can see, again, that mobility that we were talking about. This guy used to be an A anchor. They used to just sit him on the edge along and just make him a turret. But now, in this new iteration of the team, they have tried to put him in a position where he has a little bit more flexibility to push off of catwalk, to get aggressive in those mid-double doors. So you even saw him on these crazy flanks and controlling the action from there as well. It's just letting his aggressive nature shine through a little bit better on the CT side, in my opinion.
To see him have this sort of redemption here on an arena stage where he has looked unbothered by the lights, that is a great development from him, because that was really the biggest talking point for MOUZ, for Exertion in the previous year. The fact that he crumbled in these kinds of moments, and it's good to see this. It's great to see this, because Exertion in studios is exciting. He's one of the most electric players that we have in the space, but we felt robbed when we were watching him in arenas just underperform, just overstep, just seemingly follow a protocol to a T and not even really think about what he needs to do, the kills that he needs to find. So for now, him taking this onus, him taking it upon himself to just look for these kinds of fights, to be active in the way that he wants to, we might be seeing actually the effects of Brolin as the in-game leader instead of Shuhei, because we're now starting to see that these individuals are just calling their own number in a much more comfortable way.
Yeah, let's also talk about Torzy just briefly. We've always highlighted he's the player that always performs when you get to the stadium. He's the player who always plays well in the arena, plays with the crowd, seems to elevate his game. Blair, I'll start with you. I thought this was another really solid entry in his CV.
Oh, 100%. And look, one thing you can never critique about Torzy would be CT side opping, right? He's just phenomenal. Even pre-Shuhei, his CT side work was phenomenal. And right now, I gotta say, there are still a couple of questions here in the absence of Shuhei and a proper IGL, where in T side, it doesn't feel like he's getting as much impact as he used to once upon a time. But around the CT side, you give him the op, he's gonna hit every shot 24/7.
The one thing that I love about Torzy is he's one of the guys that has actually limit tested himself to find out in CS2 when is a good re-peek, because so many oppers in this game don't seem to understand when you can swing back into an angle. But Torzy on the CT side, he knows when he has to get a kill and peel away, but he also recognizes moments where he has such an advantage in the op-v rifle duel that it's worth a reswing.
And just coming back to you, Blair, I mean, one of the things that you really thought that MOUZ did well was they were kind of able to be mobile on that CT side. We saw that Torzy obviously do that. You can see from the heat map, we saw Exertion as well do that to a lesser degree. But Dust 2, I don't know if it's just something that Dust 2 lends itself to. It does seem that you can kind of get around and kind of throw the, tees off kilter a little bit with some pushes and space taking, right?
100%. I think round number 12 highlights this perfectly, right?
Okay.
It's going to be an opening kill found towards long. Then we're going to have MOUZ with 3 CT players starting towards long, and it's going to be a great opening frag here by Tessus onto his Torzy. What do the CTs do? They leave long. All 3 players group towards short. They get a kill on the Dexter. What do they do after this? They don't just go back to the bomb site. They're dropped under the CT. They're going to be coming in from CT, pushing towards C. They're getting all the information towards mid, realizing, wait, they're not pressuring B right now. Jimmy's still over there, and Brolin finds another kill over here. And even though it's an empty bomb site that Falcons find themselves in, they're getting swarmed from short, from long by Spinks, and that's what I love about this MOUZ CT side. And that's exactly how they beat Falcons in the group stage on this map, and that's how they did it here in the arena as well.
Just some observations from you about that, Dust?
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of crazy to think that this has been normally Falcons' home turf, but the one team that has been been able to find them out twice now is MOUZ Sports. And so that's going to have to cause Falcons to go back to the drawing board a little bit. And again, I think we've kind of broke down the reasons why. It's a MOUZ team that is very decisive, that is very willing to play in your face. They, particularly on the T side, they'd like to just go for simpler, fast-paced plays off of spawn-based calls. And I think that they make better use of them than what Falcons was able to achieve in their own T side. And then look, I think when they did get bogged down to a mid-round moment where you feel like that might be the weakness of Brolin is inexperience, they look decisive. Dude, Brolin even just one round said, okay, this is not working. We got long A control, but we can't make any more headway. Fine, I'll do it myself. And he ran out double doors to get to the entry and put the smoke on spawn, says, let's go B, we're done. And that's just incredible stuff to see from him this early.
Maui, not a lot of positives for Falcons. Is there anything you noticed, or is it all doom and gloom for you?
Dexter looked good at the very beginning of this game. I mean, he instantly, first scout shot, was able to nail someone through the door. So to see his mechanics working is fantastic. Did see slip-ups, though. Like you said, I mean, Magisk losing the duel to Brolin in that instance was a huge error on his part. And I caught him in the hallway. I caught him in the elevator at one point, said he was feeling a little bit down. Not the same kind of sickness we saw from Device, as Cadian told us, but at the same time, it was it's not always pleasant to hear that maybe they're a little bit behind in terms of just feeling under the weather.
And I feel that's the worrying thing for this Falcons lineup, because Falcons have a real IGL and they have Nico, right? That's the two cards they have to work with. On the side of MOUZ, we've seen so far exertion, even Brolin chipping in with the kills. Torji, everyone's delivering at a pretty solid level altogether. And the big question arises, Tesses and Magis, are you going to deliver here today, buddy? Because if they don't, if they just disappear, as we've seen Tesses do a couple of times in the arena thus far, it's going to be problematic for Falcons.
Yeah. Well, look, Dust, we're moving on to Mirage. We've still got some time, as you can see on the clock. Obviously, this is MOUZ's map as well, so they could get themselves into a commanding position here. What's their key to victory on that T side?
I think their key to victory is the same thing that it was kind of on many of their other maps. It's about being just fast and decisive in the early round, which Mirage really allows you to do, whether you want to go for quick set pieces, whether you want to go for heavy mid control and challenge connector. This Nico versus Xerxes battle is by far the most important sequence that you are going to see play out throughout this series, and it's going to come from both sides. They both play mid or they both play A connector defensively, and in the last time they played against each other, defensively, neither one was able to really come out on top. Always the attacking player was at the tip of the spear and making success, so we need to see that happen again.
One thing that I have to worry about for Falcons in this one is that, man, Nico, fantastic, okay? One of the best connector players in the world, but in some ways plays an antiquated style. He's one of the only people still in Tier 1 CS that just parks his butt in that con or in jungle and just stays there for the entire round. There's no secondary re-aggress towards middle. He doesn't push with his A player towards ramp necessarily. And so I think MOUZ have scouted that out. MOUZ are a team that with Cyclone, with Brolin, I'm sure they've game planned for this. I'm sure they're well aware exactly how Nico's going to be moving in the mid round. And I want to see if Nico is able to bounce back, because that does too from him. It had its moments for overall, but he wasn't the transcendent rifler that we build up in the pregame.
If you remember the game they played in the CT side there for Falcons, right? It was MOUZ running away, I believe it was 6-1 the scoreline right there. And that's when Falcons switched it up. And you know what they did? Put that AWP in the hands of Dexter and said, Dexter, stop playing towards back jungle. Stop playing safe towards A. Take the fights at mid. And every rifle round they won after that in the latter stages of that half was Dexter opening it up with an op kill. He was a difference maker, allowing Falcons to get a few rounds there. And then on the T side, man, Kixum is calling circles around MOUZ. MOUZ won one CT round. So I'm still not counting on Falcons. I still feel they look pretty solid, and they seem to have a pretty good read as to how MOUZ likes to play this map.
Dust, I still think the key to victory here is they have to, whatever they're talking about in this huddle now, they absolutely have to find a way to shut down Exertion. Is there any way they can do that?
Yeah, I think there's plenty of ways. Again, if you're trying to counter him defensively, just put more bodies in front of him. Let Tessa swing off a catwalk with Nico. Work together, crossfire that guy, dice him up. And then on the flip side, when Xerxes playing you defensively, look, just making sure that you're supporting each other in spacing and trading. I think the one advantage that Falcons has going into this, which is why they beat them the last time they played Mirage, is that they're more diverse. I felt MOUZ was a little one note on their T side. They really relied on mid control into connector. They didn't have as many other plays they could go to. Kixon, meanwhile, has a deeper playbook. He's just a more diverse caller. He's able to call the quick B pops that catch you out of guard. He's willing to, change things up, and I think that is going to be maybe their edge in this matchup.
And the one thing that Kixon did very well the last time they played against MOUZ, they were starving MOUZ of any opening kills towards mid. They would show presence towards mid, but MOUZ was looking for fights. They like to take those fights, and you could see Nico just tucked in, waiting patiently, but they were never caught off guard by any aggression from MOUZ. They were conditioning them, and I feel that is going to be the key to success here again.
It's going to be difficult. I mean, I think that Falcons are feeling like Dust 2 probably slipped through their fingers at this point. They definitely felt like that was a map that they should be kicking off the series with a W on, given that you can look back at the footage. And now the question remains, though, MOUZ, having lost it last time, they are the ones that are going to improve this time. Usually in these kinds of head-to-head rematches, I favor the team that lost in the previous because they're going to work a little bit harder at it. But unfortunately, Falcons, they couldn't even catch up to MOUZ on the previous map. So if anybody has been improving day to day, I mean, they're going to see it today on Mirage.
I think MOUZ have a very good chance at 2-0ing if they can, A, continue to play their strengths of the Xerxen playmaking in middle, but also just add a little bit of extra flavor. Throw in a couple of pacing changes. They know that they're capable of it. In fact, that's their strength right now to me, is calling from spawn. So if I can just see them mix in just a few little extra things here and there, I think that will be the difference maker in this game.
Look, it's very simple, man. Falcons, they're going to start on a CT side here, win the pistol, convert the following rounds, and put that AWP in the hands of Dexter from the get-go. Stop playing safe, and that for me is how they win this map and tie it up.
All right, guys, thanks a lot for your thoughts. Remember, this is a marathon, not a sprint. We're going to get into game 2 of the best-of-5 finals with Scrawny and Launders.
Thank you, gentlemen. Yes, sir. Map 2 of what could be a long night. Launders, before we get passed over to me, you just told me, Scrawny, hold your horses. We could still be in for a series despite that map 1 loss. Tell me why.
Yeah, so the story here, Cluj, as we get into Mirage, is that this is everything for Falcons and house money a bit for MOUZ. They did their job by winning their map pick. We kind of thought that's how Dust 2 could go, but Falcons could still 3-1, 3-2 this series. But it all starts with Mirage. Without it, very low chance a reverse sweep happens. Kicksan opening duel, and mid-control looks like it's all theirs.
Oh boy. That is 3 players out middle, 4 Falcons. Each of them collect a headshot. You know, by the time Nico gets top middle trying to get his game going, because needs to be said, back on Dust 2, man, looking mortal. Not looking like the highest rated player at the event coming into this best of 5. Well, tries to get top middle to get the game going, and all of the kills are gone by the time he gets there. So you'd think that MOUZ have been shut out of the first round of Mirage, but we'll see if Torji and Spinks can do anything about this. It's the fact that there's already that T-spawn flank in position. You know, they think they're being coy by just letting the clock burn down a little bit. Reality is Falcons know exactly what's up.
They've got him trapped. I mean, there might be very little suspicion here. Everything's being covered. I think is there an underpass? Yeah, even underpass, so.
There's nowhere to go.
I mean, yeah, like, they're gonna need an invisibility cloak, I think, to get out of here. Or the best aim that you've ever seen.
Well, we'll see if Spinks can offer either of those 2 things. That's not gonna help. Dexter pops up with the Berettas, and now Torji realized the dire situation at hand. A second kill would have made it a little scary, but all's good for Stan Falcons with a CT pistol.
It's a great start. Like Bleb mentioned, good start is everything here. Because there's a world where MOUZ win Mirage. It's just that Falcons have to just make sure that they're not in that version of this universe. They have to take this just for a chance. The only time we've ever seen the reverse sweep best of 5 is in a studio with Donk, the tail end of last year, last year now, and I don't know, in an arena, I'd be hard pressed to believe that that's maybe ever going to happen. That would be history. But I guess if there was a game, it would be this one.
Right, because our red flag in this situation is we still anticipate crazy rounds.
That's true.
As much as we can try to paint this picture of expectations, and our analysts do an excellent job of doing exactly that, is there still 2 teams that are very much in flux. And when you've got those moving pieces, when you've got those learning moments, you know, that is when suddenly everybody in this room's got to pay extra attention, because you never know when the best round of Counter-Strike in a year is going to happen. And it usually happens when mistakes are made. Now, this is that kind of game where those things can happen, but they won't here in round 2, as TessS is your round MVP, sweeping away for early momentum. Nico not even furrowing his brow yet, because the game's barely started.
So much of this game really is the maps. I mean, you can put a great team versus an average team on a brand new map, and the great team will still find a way to win. But when you take 2 teams that are evenly matched, so much of the game plan, so much of the aim, so much of the comfort in the rotations comes with the wins that they've put together. And Falcons, I think, will show us what we got glimpses of with Dexter, what we got moments of with Nico, a bit more consistently.
Brolin to have to deal with. Him and Spinks at the bottom of it. Zershan trying to add a bit of utility pressure up into Khan. And we'll see how much Falcons want to sign up for this fight.
Tess is such a great player to have on Cat because he is so comfortable on all the hard angles. He will peek you on bench. He will push and get into your face. He'll stay here, even if he can get peeked from multiple angles.
I think it's also a great position and a great map for him where we can start to talk about Tesses in a Falcons jersey.
And a little info. Bomb gets spotted.
Because he's impressed a lot of people as of late, stepping forward at times as their #1 and doing it unsuspectingly. Dexter's got to be careful, but Nico's going to go ahead and help out. Tesses able to catch one through smoke of Top Con, and this round is falling apart for MOUZ. They had everything in position, so they thought. All they wanted was to get this split going. Zershan down to 28 health as he kills out Magis, but he doesn't even have the bomb, so couldn't go and find that bomb plant.
That was the pull back on the punch, but no follow through whatsoever. They were meandering inside a middle, took over connector, didn't know how to transpose into the actual site hit, and were confused why Falcons hadn't given them a fight anywhere. You know, it's always a bad sign when the window player doesn't have a smoke and they can kill you walking into connector. That's the first sign that you've taken too long with your mid control. And for the Falcons, as mentioned, Tesses was sitting there untouched, unbothered the entire time on Cat. That should be one of the first positions, mollied back, flashed off, threatening ladder room control so that Tesses cannot re-swing. That's the one position, if he thinks it's been taken, that will deny him the ability to take those deep, aggressive fights. And he's the one who gets info off the smoke timing as well. So as much as MOUZ could look like geniuses over on Dust 2, it can all change as soon as we switch maps. Falcons in control here on the first rifle.
We were speaking to Dust earlier today, and he really emphasized that when it comes to the T sides for MOUZ and some of the shortcomings he's been able to figure out, it's, you know, this maybe simplistic approach to the Mirage T side from Brolin. At times, let's say Inferno yesterday, glorious comeback, but he can get a little repetitive when it comes to the mid plays. The setup and the pass.
Guess I'm perfectly timed.
And what, one B-pop sprinkled in, I think is the
Turn on the headset so I can hear something.
So we'll see if that's also a trend versus Falcons. Whether there's any kind of shift.
Oh, that flash definitely saved Nico.
They try to put Zershan up on that boost. That's why Nico's now walking away wounded. Tesses has, again, just been a thorn in their side so far throughout this first half.
Has not died yet. And again, watch him get chipped down. Watch him take a lot of damage, and watch him still take these fights.
Speaking about a lack of
Guess I'm not perfectly back in time.
So you've really got both sides of
Why do I think it's OW? I guess because they run with pistols all of spawn.
Guys, he's an opper.
Yeah, he would have killed him in one bullet with the op, for sure.
AK, that's Tesses department. So that is a 7-0 start for the Dane.
He didn't have armor, did he?
Yeah.
But his teammates do. That's a little bit weird.
It's because of that first map he had, you know, Faith at an all-time high.
I am the glass cannon. Tried to channel it.
Dexter going to keep eyes on connector. Got to be cautious about Palace, of course, with Magis by playing down underneath it.
Another reactive moment here for MOUZ, but they obviously just have pistols. Well, obviously the AK on Spinks is something, but...
Jungle push, that's going to be held by Market. Very difficult for Jimmy to kind of get out of here.
Wow, nice flick, Dexter.
Stopping the first, doesn't pull the trigger on the second. All should be good.
Oh!
For who?
Spinks is able to scoop up that bomb. Then we get another player trying to hold them back. And of course, Nico will make that difference. Nico feasts a couple kills at the end of that round, just when things get sketchy. And it's nice to see something like that because it means MOUZ have a bit of extra oomph in their back pocket.
And that has been Spinks. He's not the #1 player, so